Hello, my dear students. Myself Sheikh Gurnaz. Now I am here with the topic of important dynasties of South India, Part 2, for the student of 6th standard. Students, in the last class, we have discussed about the dynasties, that is of Shatavahanas, and their contributions in religious field, literature field, and educational field, and architecture, etc., and the important rulers of that dynasties, and also about the other dynasties like Kadambas and important ruler of Kadambas, and the architectures, monuments of that South India's dynasties, and also the contributions of Kadambas dynasty, and also Gangas and emblem of Gangas, the contribution of Gangas we learned in the last video, and also about the next we have, that is Chalukyas of Badami. So students, here now let us start with this topic that we have next, Chalukyas of Badami. For about 2 centuries, Chalukyas of Badami ruled in Karnataka. Here students, as I said you before only, that 1 century is equals to 100 years. So here for about 2 centuries means 200 years, Chalukyas of Badami ruled in Karnataka. So Badami, Vatapi of Bagalkot district was the capital of Chalukya. So students, here Vatapi, now presently Badami was before. Vatapi was before known as Badami. So now we call it as also Vatapi of Bagalkot district was the capital of Chalukyas. So Boar, Varaha was the royal emblem of Chalukyas of Badami. Okay. So the Chalukyas, Immadi Pulikeshi is the famous king among the Chalukyas. So students, here among the rulers, those who ruled in Chalukyas of Badami, in that Immadi Pulikeshi is the famous king among the Chalukyas. So here students, you can see the images there on the screen of royal emblem of Chalukyas, Varaha. Okay, so now let us see about the important king of this dynasty, that is Immadi Pulikeshi. So Immadi Pulikeshi is the bravest king among Chalukyas. So brave here students, he was courageous and brave. He never used to feared. So though he was the higher of his father's kingdom, so he had to fight with his uncle Mangalesha to get it. So he started to conquest to expand his kingdom. So he started to expand. As he was higher means students, he was adapted. So he started a conquest to expand his kingdom. So Kadambas and Gangas surrendered to Pulikeshi. So Rashtrakutas, where his feudals rebelled against him, but he defeated them. So students, what happened? Obvious. If someone is going forward, so there will be people, those who are feeling jealous of you, they will be always fighting with you. So here same happened here with Immadi Pulikeshi, that is the Kadambas and Gangas surrendered to Pulikeshi. Rashtrakutas, who were his feudals, rebelled against him, but he defeated them. They are the Rashtrakutas who fought against Kadambas and Gangas fought. Then also he defeated them. So then he defeated Lata, Malwa and Gajaras at the north and proceeded towards Gujarat. So in the east, the kings from Vingi, Kalinga and Kosala surrendered to him. After knowing his power and his, as I said you students, Immadi Pulikeshi is the bravest king. So because of that, what happened? After knowing his energy and his power, many of the kings surrendered to him. So he defeated the Pallavas of Kanchis in the south. Crossing the Kaveri river, he made contracts with Cholas, Chiras and Pandyas while he was crossing the river Kaveri. So he made contracts with the Cholas, Chiras and Pandyas. So his famous war with Harshavardhana, who was a prominent king in northern India, has historical importance. So students, here Immadi Pulikeshi fought against the northern king, that was Harshavardhana. Harshavardhana was a prominent king in northern India. So his history the war between the Pulikeshi, Immadi Pulikeshi and Harshavardhana has a historical importance. So these war took place on the banks of river Narmada. In this severe war, Pulikeshi defeated Harshavardhana. So this shows that students how much brave he was and how much powerful Immadi Pulikeshi was. So students, here is the map is there on the screen for the Pulikeshi second's empire border of present Karnataka. The underlined the field color, yellow field color, that areas are under the control of Rashtrakutas, that is Pulikeshi. Okay. So because of this he received the titles Parameshwara and Dakshinapateshwara. So students, after defeating Harshavardhana, so he got the title. Who got the title? Imadi Pulikeshi. He got the title, that is Parameshwara and Dakshinapateshwara. So like this he had conquered many kingdoms in all four directions and expanded his kingdom. So students, by expanding, he wanted to expand his kingdom. So because of that he used to fight, and he also won that battle. So his kingdom spread from Arabian Sea to Bay of Bengal. So his fame had spread beyond India. So students, he became famous beyond India. Means instead of India, he became famous in outside the areas also. For example, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. So he had to send a commission to the Persian king Khusro. In response to this, Khusro had sent an ambassador to the court of Pulikeshi. So the painting at the first cave of Ajanta is said to be a Pulikeshi welcoming the ambassador of Khusro. So students, by knowing the power of this, the foreign king that he sent, that is a Persian king Khusro, in response he sent a commission to Khusro. So here in return Khusro has sent a ambassador. So that in the painting is also there that Pulikeshi was welcoming to that ambassador of Khusro. So now let us see the students' contributions of Badami of Chalukyas towards architectures and sculpture. So students, Badami, Aihole, Pattadikallu and Mahakutas are the major centers of Badami of Chalukyas architecture. So there are cave temples in Badami and Aihole. So Ladkhan temple, Durga Surya temple, Meghuti temple, Huchamalli temple, etc. are the famous temples at Aihole that represent Badami of Chalukya's architectural style. So Aihole is called the cradle of temple architecture, and Badami caves, the embossed statues of Nataraj and Vishnu are wonderful. So students, here we can see in the field of architecture and sculpture, they have a brilliant, as Badami and Aihole, Pattadikallu and Mahakutas are the major centers of Badami of Chalukya's architecture. So by these students we will get the image that how much they were brilliant in the field of this. So there are cave temples in Badami and Aihole too. So Ladkhan temple, Durga Surya temple, Meghuti temple, Huchamalli temple, etc. are the famous temples at Aihole that represented Badami of Chalukya's architectural style. So Aihole is called the cradle of the temple architecture. So Aihole is the temple of Aihole. So at the Badami caves, the embossed statues of Nataraj and Vishnu are wonderful. We can see the images there of Badami cave. So here we can see the statues, caves are there of Nataraj and Vishnu. So you should know these students, among the temples of Aihole, Ladkhan temple is the most famous one. So it is temple of Lord Shiva. A saint called Ladkhan stayed here some years ago, and thereby it got this name. Why the temple got this name Ladkhan? Because a saint used to stay in that temple some years ago. That saint name was Ladkhan. So because of that, the temple name was also known as Ladkhan. So the sun temple here is also called Durga temple because it is in the premises of a fort. It is called the fort temple. Why it is known as that? Because there is a in that premises fort, it is also called that fort is also called fort temple. So fort is called the Durga. That fort is called Durga in Kannada. Because of that, sun temple is also called Durga temple. So among the temples of Pattadikallu, Virupaksha temple is very beautiful and big. Mallikarjun temple is another important one. So it is said that the crowning ceremony of the Chalukya kings took place in Pattadikallu. So it is considered as a World Heritage Site. So students, you can see the images there of Vishnu Badami cave. How beautifully that has been carved on the stones. You can see. So you can see the image of Nataraj Badami cave here, students, on the screen. And Pattadikallu Virupaksha temple is also there. This shows that how much they were good in the field of architecture and sculpture. So students, new word here is World Heritage Center. What is this World Heritage Center? Some of the rare means students, rarely we can see that oftenly. wonderful and historical places are listed by UNO. UNO means United Nations Organization. So and are declared as World Heritage Sites. That historical places which are listed in UNO are declared as World Heritage Sites. So special attention is given to the preservation of these places. So to preserve these historical places, students special attentions they will be given. So in Karnataka, Hampi and Pattadikallu belong to this list only in UNO, that is World Heritage Center. So here students exercise is there. That is answer the following in a sentence each. Which was the capital of Chalukyas? In which district is it now? Name the king from North India and who was defeated by Pulikeshi. Which are the famous centers of Chalukyan architecture? Which place is called as the cradle of the temple architecture? So next we have that is second bit, discuss in group and answer the questions. Describe the military achievements of Immadi Pulikeshi. So here next we have third bit, that is match the words in columns A with the related words in column B. Aihole, Pattadikallu, Varaha. Now you have to match this, that is World Heritage Site, Royal Emblem of Chalukyas, cradle of temple architecture. So now let us see students another dynasty, that is Pallavas. So Pallava dynasty is one of the famous dynasties of South India. Kanchi of Tamil Nadu was the capital of Pallavas. So they ruled for about 300 years. Narasimha Varma is the most famous king among the Pallavas. So students, here Pallava dynasty is one of the famous dynasty of South India. Here Kanchi of Tamil Nadu was the capital of Pallavas. So capital city of Pallava students, that is Kanchi of Tamil Nadu. So they ruled for about 300 years. And here Narasimha Varma is the most famous king among the Pallavas. So now let us see about the most famous ruler of Pallavas, that is Narasimha Varma in details. Okay. So Narasimha Varma had the title Mahamalla. He invaded Chalukyas and defeated Immadi Pulikeshi of Badami. To mark this event, he assumed the title Vatta Pikunda. So Narasimha Varma developed Mallampura, Mahabalipura, a port town, as a beautiful town. So students, here Narasimha Varma had the title before only, that is Mahamalla. So he invaded Chalukyas and defeated Immadi Pulikeshi of Badami. So as I said, you students, now only we have learned here, you have heard about Immadi Pulikeshi, how brave he was. So what happened? Narasimha Varma invaded Chalukyas and defeated Immadi Pulikeshi of Badami. So to mark this event, he assumed the title, that is Vatapikunda. After defeating Immadi Pulikeshi of Badami, he assumed himself, took the title, that is Vatapi Kunda. So Narasimha Varma developed Mallampura, that is Mahabalipura, a port town, as a beautiful town. So now you can see the contributions of Pallavas to sculpture students. The images is there on the screen. How clearly they have painted and their architecture sculpture you can see here. So students, here in the field of contributions of Pallavas in the field of sculpture are very precious. You can see students, by seeing the images you will get the idea how precious they was, and with how much we can say that talent should be there for making like these things, isn't it? So there are 7 stone chariots of Narasimha Varman periods at Mahabalipuram. So there are 7 stone chariots are there of Narasimha Varman's period at Mahabalipuram. So in Mahabalipuram there is also an embossed sculpture called Gangavathara, which shows Bhagiratha bringing the river Ganga to the earth after penance. So this is a famous embossed sculpture. So students, you can see on that sculpture and all, you can see the story they will show. In the form of story they used to sculpt. So students, in that in Mahabalipuram there is an embossed sculpture called Gangavathara. In that Gangavathara, which shows, in that you can see that Bhagiratha bringing the river Ganga to the earth after penance. So this is a famous embossed sculpture. So students, by this you can get the idea. By looking that sculpture, you can know the story. That type of sculpture they used to sculpt. So Pallavas built very big temples. One of them is the temple of Lord Shiva built on the beach of Mahabalipuram. So students, Pallava built very big temples. And here one of them is the temple of Lord Shiva built on the beach of Mahabalipuram. So 2 more famous temples of Pallavas are Kailashnath temple and Vaikunta Perumal temple of Kanchi. So students, two more temples are there of Pallavas, that is Kailasnatha temple and Vaikunta Perumal temple of Kanchi. So these are the contributions and achievements of Pallavas. So new words here is, students, what is the meaning of embossed sculpture? A raised part of flat surface. Students, here the meaning of embossed sculpture is a raised, means high level part of flat surface. So now let us see the exercise questions are there. Answer the following in one sentences each. Which was the capital of Pallavas? Who was the famous king of Pallavas of Kanchi? What was the title that he gained? What are the stone carriers of Pallava period? Which are the famous temples of Pallava period? So now let us see about the another Cholas dynasty. That Cholas ruled South India for about 4 centuries as the supreme political rulers. Supreme here, students, means individual power, means head. So here, students, Cholas ruled South India for about 4 centuries as the supreme political rulers. So Tanjavur of Tamil Nadu was the capital of Cholas. Here, students, the capital of Cholas are Tanjavur. And Raja Chola and Rajendra Chola were the famous kings of Chola dynasty. Students, remember here, Cholas ruled South India for 4 centuries as political rulers. So Tanjavur of Tamil Nadu was the capital of Cholas, and here the two important rulers of this dynasty was Raja Chola and Rajendra Chola. These two kings were famous in Chola dynasty. So now let us see about these kings in details. That is Raja Chola. He was a brave and efficient ambassador or administrator, we can say, those who ruled properly. So he was a brave and efficient, who had the qualities of administrator. He was king like that. Who? Raja Chola. So his empire included all those areas towards the south of India, river Tungabhadra. In Sri Lanka of Maldives Island, he had a powerful land army and navy. So Brihadeshwara temple is the contribution of Raja. So students, here he was a brave and efficient administrator. Who? Raja Chola, and his empire included all these areas toward the south of the river Tungabhadra, Sri Lanka and Maldives Island. So he had a powerful army and navy too. Who? Raja Chola was having the army which is powerful and navy also. So Brihadeshwara temple is the contribution of Raja Chola. So next we have, that is Rajendra Chola. He was the son of Raja Chola. His conquest of North India was his prominent achievement. Students, here the great achievement of Rajendra Chola was his conquest to North India was a prominent achievement. So in memory of this conquest, he assumed the title, that is Gangaikonda. He also built a new capital by name Gangaikonda Cholapuram and built a very big temple of Shiva. For the purpose of irrigation to the temple, he built a tank called Chola Gangam. So students, here in the victory, after that he got a title. He assumed the title. That is Gangaikonda, and also he built a new capital by the name Gangaikonda Cholapuram. So he also built a Shiva temple, big Shiva temple, new, that is Gangaikonda Cholapuram, and built a very big temple, that is Shiva temple. For the purpose of irrigation to the temple, he built a tank called Chola Gangam. So students, here you can see the map images there. The Chola Empire, the 11th century. The yellow filled color was the area which were under the control of Cholas. So he also won the Sri Vijaya Kingdom of Sumatra, Asia, and this was another of his famous achievement. Students, first achievement was here, students, his conquest to North India was his prominent achievement. Another achievement, that is, he also won the Sri Vijaya Kingdom of Sumatra, and we call it as Asia, and this was another famous achievement of Rajendra Chola. So now let us see the contributions in the field of literature of Cholas. The period of Cholas was a golden period for the Tamil literature and culture. So devotional literature reached its high during this period. So Pariya Puranam finds an important place in devotional literature. Kamba Ramayana was written by Kamban during this period, is popular even now. So students, in the field of literature, the period of Cholas was known as a golden period for the Tamil literature and culture. So devotional literature reached its high during this period. Devotional, we can see the religious. So Pariya Puranam finds an important place in devotional literature. Students, here Pariya Puranam finds an important place in devotional literature. So Kamba Ramayana was written by Kamban during this period, is also popular even now. So now let us see the rural administration regulations, how it was. Rural administration of Cholas was ideal. Administration was done by the respective Grama Sabhas. So the members of Grama Sabhas were elected. Committees of a few members were formed and definite functions were assigned to them. So these committees had to give an account of their expenditures. The ineligible members were kept out of Grama Sabha. The rural administrations of Cholas was similar to the present panchayat system. Students, before in the period of Cholas, they were having the we can say now we have the panchayat systems. Panchayat system is there in our villages and towns. You can see. So like that, the rural administration was there of Cholas. So students, they were having the members of that elected members in that sabhas, Grama Sabhas and all. So they used to take any decisions and all. If that in that 5 members, if one is not eligible to take a proper decisions, means he used that member has to be taken out. So this is all about, it is same as panchayat system, students. So British officers who were in India appreciated the efficient administrations of Cholas. So they have described the villages of Cholas as a small republic states. So this shows that how much they used to give importance toward the individual persons in there. So next we have the architectural and sculpture. Cholas have contributed a lot to the field of architecture and sculpture. This is statue of Nataraj and Kalinga Mardana Nrutya made in bronze are the precious gifts to Indian sculpture. So students, here you can see the architecture and sculpture of Cholas, where they have contributed a lot in the field of architecture and sculpture. So the statue of Nataraj and Kalingamardhana Nrutya made in bronze are the precious gifts to Indian sculpture. So students, you can see the Nataraj statue is there. You can see this image on the Nataraj pencil also. Here the Kalingamardhana Nrutya. So this is where the architecture and sculptures of Chola, students. Now also these are the precious to Indian sculpture. So here the Brihadeshwara temple of Tanjore is a world famous Chola architectural display. So students, you can see here the image is there of Brihadeshwara temple of Tanjore is a world famous Chola architectural display. You can see by seeing this we can get about the Cholas. So it was a beautiful, or it was built 1,000 years ago. So the tower of Sanctum Sanctorum of this temple is 200 feet high. So students, the sanctum, you can see the image. Here this pillar is 200 feet high. So this is the biggest and highest temple in India. It has been accorded the statues of World Heritage Site. Another big temple of Cholas is the Shiva temple at Gangaikonda and Cholapuram. So on the occasion of the completion of 1,000 years of the constructions of Brihadeshwara temple, Reserve Bank of India has brought out a 1,000 rupees coin. In the victory of that completions of that 1,000 years of that temple Brihadeshwara, the Reserve Bank of India has brought out a 1,000 rupees coin. So exercise is there, students. Fill in the blanks with the suitable words. The capital of Cholas was dash built Brihadeshwara temple. Answer the following in one sentence each. Which are the famous literary works of Cholas? What was the speciality of the rural administrations of Cholas? What are the contributions of Cholas to Indian sculpture? Why Brihadeshwara temple is so famous? So discuss in group and answer the following questions. What are the achievements of Raja Chola? So write a short note on Rajendra Chola. So students, next we have that is Rashtriya quotas. So students, we will continue this in next video. So if you have any doubt and questions relating to this topic and all, you can ask me. Thank you for watching my video, students.